Hi everyone, my name is Amberlyn Foote. I'm a tour guide at Pace University, and today I'm going to talk to you about some tips for remote learning. Now, I know we're all living in this very confusing and unprecedented time, and the upcoming semester is bringing along even more stress for me personally as I try and figure out how in the world I'm going to remain diligent and successful while taking my classes online. But lucky for you, I came up with a list of different methods and strategies that I think will be useful to most students who are in the same boat as I am. So if you think this might be useful for you, definitely stay tuned to hear what I have to say. So I think definitely, hands down, the most fundamental thing is going to be to enforce a daily schedule. Whether that be waking up the same time each day, getting breakfast the same time each day, going for a walk in between your classes like you maybe usually would. Finding that sense of normalcy is crucial. Because I don't know about you, but for me, I know last semester while taking my classes online, sometimes I convinced myself that the classes weren't as important as they had always been, simply because I wasn't in a college setting anymore and I was in my living room. By enforcing a daily schedule, it's just a little reminder to you that it's important to remain diligent, keep that work ethic up, and keep working towards your goals. A component of this that's very important is to keep a planner. So if you haven't before in the past, I definitely recommend to get a planner now by having that list of things you need to do and the times that your classes and meetings are on Zoom. You can definitely find that sense of normalcy as well. As I said, planners are my love language. I can sit here and talk to you about planners all day. I have a bullet journal, but that's not the topic of conversation today. I have a whole separate YouTube video about that, so go watch it. But yes, using a planner, very important to keep that daily schedule up. Lastly, I just want to say that breaks are extremely important. Finding a time to take a break, like I said, maybe take a walk around the block at the time where you would usually be walking to class. Social distance and wear a mask, of course, but a walk is always a great way to stretch your legs, get yourself away from the computer, and find some time for yourself in between your Zoom classes to avoid Zoom fatigue, which is so real. Next, I have to say that finding a space to work is outside of your bedroom, far away from the place that you sleep, is absolutely essential. I fell into this trap last semester. I took my classes and exams at the desk in my room, which was just a few feet away from my bed, and the next thing you know, I couldn't find myself falling asleep at night because I was overthinking all of the questions on the exam that I second guessed or I thought I got wrong, and it just was a recipe for disaster. So this semester I have relocated my workspace to a separate place in the house, and it hopefully will do me well. Self-care and your mental health are always going to be the top priority because you can't do your best when you're not at your best. My motto. It's on my computer, in fact. So by isolating your work from your leisure is going to be a key component in doing so. I do want to note it is important to find a space that's comfortable but not too comfortable. I know that some of the faculty members have caught on to our strategies last semester of turning our cameras off, and now some of them are requiring the cameras to remain on. So if you think you are going to fall asleep on your couch while taking class, maybe you shouldn't take the class on your couch. Maybe you should go to the kitchen or somewhere else that's comfortable but not too comfortable. I also think it's just as important to stay in contact and communicate with your professors now as it was prior. In fact, I think it's even more important now if you don't know those faculty members. I've always been a huge advocate for office hours because by attending them, even if you don't have questions, it just really shows the professor that you care and that you're committed to being successful in the class. I think it's important to communicate with them, especially if you're struggling. They are going to be just as understanding as they've always been, if not more, because there are so many different factors now with the current situation of everything going on that have the ability to influence your performance. So communicate with them, speak with them, attend their office hours, and form that relationship with them so that they know who you are. They can put a face to the name, and that they can be there to support you in any way that they need, because I promise you most of them are going to want to help you and relieve any burdens that they can. Now, I know this next one is easier said than done, but it's really important to try and maintain that classroom work ethic. So for me, this is definitely going to involve ordering physical books rather than ebook versions, because I'm a very tactile person, and I know that by having the physical book, it'll really encourage me and force me to study and read them, because I'll actually see them on my desk, and it'll be a reminder to actually take it seriously, open the book and read, rather than scrolling past the tab in my computer and finding TikTok instead of the tab where the ebook is located. On another note, if you used to ask a lot of questions in class, definitely keep asking those questions and remaining active as you've always been. Keep up that energy and maintain the same attitude in class that you always have. It's still the same thing, just through a computer screen. And lastly, I still highly encourage you to take notes. Last semester I was in a course, and usually in person I'm taking notes left and right. I'm a huge note taker, but then when we went remote for the latter half of the semester, I sort of slowly but surely stopped taking notes, or I got lazier with my notes. And then next thing you know, when it came time to study for the test, I really didn't have the material that I needed to study. Even though we're taking the classes online, still just as important to be attentive, be mindful of the information that you're receiving, and to keep grinding, because this semester is going to be a short one. So work smarter and harder during this remote learning period. Last, but certainly not least, by any means, is going to be to take care of yourself. Zoom fatigue is such a real thing, so by stepping away from your computer and working on things that make you happy and improve your mental health is going to be so important to remain successful and to keep up that work ethic this semester. Stepping away from your computer, finding that space for you where you can decompress and relax and enjoy time to yourself is going to be more important now than it has ever been. You can't pour from an empty glass, so keep filling your glass with things that make you happy, and by re-energizing yourself throughout the day, by exercising, going for walks, taking those breaks that you need to refuel yourself so that you can pour from that glass when it comes to those classes that require that extra effort. You have literally survived a pandemic so far. You are literally so powerful, and you're going to do great things this semester. You just need a little bit of encouragement and to practice some certain strategies that are going to equip you with the ability to remain successful and to achieve your goal and get that degree. So keep up the good work. I hope this helps, and I'm sending you all of my love and all of the best throughout this semester. I hope you have an amazing day, and thank you so much for watching.